What if I told you that somewhere, right now, a simple tap on a screen is turning into a warm meal for someone who hasn't eaten all day? Not a celebrity endorsement, not a corporate campaign, just fans, quietly coming together choosing to care. And at the center of it all is one name that keeps appearing, not just on charts but in moments that truly matter. Yes, this is the story of Jin from BTS, but this time, it's not about a song, it's not about a stage. It's about something much deeper. Because in February, Jin didn't just win another fan vote, he became the #1 donation star on MI1 Pick. And at first glance, that might sound like just another title. But when you look closer, you realize this isn't about popularity, it's about impact. Because on my one pick, votes don't just disappear into numbers. They become something called donation fruits. Every vote, every click, every moment a fan spends supporting their favorite artist, it accumulates into these fruits. And then, almost magically, those fruits are transformed into real donations, real help, real change. And when February came to an end, Jin didn't just lead, he soared. With a breathtaking 3,120,980 donation fruits, he secured the top position. But pause for a second, and really think about what that number represents. That's not just millions of clicks. That's millions of moments where someone chose kindness. Someone chose to say, I want my support to mean something. And the result? A total of 1 million Korean won raised through the collective effort of 125 stars and 4,292 fans. But the story doesn't end with the number, because that money is now being delivered through the OKJOA Celebrity Volunteer Corps. And what they do with it is where the real emotion begins. Imagine this: a truck pulling into a quiet neighborhood, not selling anything, but giving, the food truck of love, serving warm meals to people who might have been forgotten, or lunchboxes being carefully prepared and delivered, each one carrying not just food, but the message: someone out there is thinking of you. There are performances organized for elderly communities, moments of joy created for people who may feel alone, volunteer teams stepping into disaster areas, offering help when it's needed most. All of this connected to something as small as a fan pressing a vote button. And somehow, this makes Jin's achievement feel different, because this isn't just about him, it's about what he inspires. Because throughout 2025, Jin didn't just appear on the donation star rankings. He stayed there, consistently in the top 10, reaching the top 3 7 times, again and again. Almost as if every time fans were given a chance to support him, they chose to support something bigger instead. And then, there's a moment every year that feels almost magical. December 4th, Jin's birthday. For many artists, birthdays mean celebrations, gifts, parties. But here, something different happens. Fans gather, not just to celebrate him, but to give back in his name. And for 3 consecutive years, every November leading up to his birthday, Jin has ranked #1 as the donation star. 3 years, 3 times the same message. We celebrate you by helping others. That's not just a tradition, that's a legacy in the making. And if you needed even more proof of how deep this influence runs, look at what happened last December. Jin took first place in the #1 star for donation influence vote. Not just popularity, not just recognition, but influence, measured by how much good it creates. But maybe the most astonishing part of this entire story isn't even the donations. It's the consistency. Because while all of this is happening, Jin is also holding on to something almost unbelievable. 107 consecutive weeks at #1 on MI1 Pick's weekly rankings. That's not a moment, that's not a trend, that's over 2 years of unwavering support. And on the monthly rankings, 26 consecutive months at #1. Month after month. No breaks, no drops, just a steady, powerful presence. So what creates something like this? Because numbers alone can't explain it. Charts can't fully capture it. It's something more human, more emotional. Maybe it's the way Jin connects with people. Maybe it's the sincerity fans feel from him. Or maybe it's the way he makes people want to be better, kinder, more giving. Because in the end, this story isn't just about an artist winning first place. It's about a cycle, a beautiful one, where love turns into action, where admiration becomes generosity, where fans don't just support, they care. And that care travels outward, reaching people they may never meet, changing lives they may never see. And that's why this moment matters. Because long after the rankings reset, Long after the numbers are updated, somewhere, a meal will still be served. A smile will still be created. A helping hand will still be extended. All because fans believe their support could mean more. So next time you see a vote, or a number climbing on a chart, you might wonder, what does it really change? And maybe now, you know the answer. Because when it comes to Jin, it changes more than you think. It changes lives. And if this is what his influence looks like today, then the real question is, what kind of impact will he and his fans create tomorrow? Because one thing is certain, this story isn't over. Not even close.